Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Don't ask me to talk. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am super excited to be back with my co-host,
Eric Ryder.
And I'm Stacey Heller.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to all our listeners. We're so happy to have you along for yet another Don't Ask Me to Talk.
It feels like it's been so long, yet it's been a week.
I
much
know.
happens in a week. Like, so much and so little simultaneously.
Yes.
But that's okay. I don't know. I just feel like it was busy. And then there's things that I realized that I wanted to follow up on from that I want to get into from 2 episodes ago where I forgot to talk about it. We only talk once a week.
Right.
Which, we're saving it for the show. But then there's things where I'm like, oh.
I mean, that's the beauty of the podcast is when awkward, weird stuff happens in our life. It's like, well, at least it's content.
It's weird. I mean, I'm doing it for the gram, man. I mean, I'm not at all. But it is these things where I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk to him about this, and I forgot to tell him about that. So the nice thing is this is as much a journey for us as it is for our listeners. And if you, as a listener, want to follow along on the journey, or you find that we reference things from past shows, no problem. You can go back and you can find past episodes wherever you find your podcasts.
Yes.
So, no biggie.
And if you're way behind in the feed, by the way, if you're checking out shows from 2 years ago, whatever, and you want to talk about it now, like something we said on a show,
yeah,
feel free. We'll revisit any topic.
Totally.
Asking at don'taskmetotalk.com is the email address. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll be expanding that to different places soon.
Totally. You can also text or leave a voicemail at 475-999-2726. I'll say it again, this time with feeling. 475-999-2726. Nice background music. You must be a musician or something. Yeah, and by the way, we would love it if you rated, if you commented, and if you shared the show.
Have you noticed, by the way, on hold music has changed? It used to be you would get a series of songs, you'd get put on hold and it'd be not today's pop hits, but within the last, say, 20 years of pop hits. Baby, come back. You can blame it all.
Yes, 100%.
That must have all gotten way too expensive to license now, because now it's they pay for one instrumental and then that just goes and loops for however long you're on the line, 40, 50 minutes. They probably did some research and realized that if you're on to your third song, you realize that time is passing. But if you're hearing the same song, you don't think, oh, it's been 40 minutes.
Right, that's true. Yeah. There must be a whole thing about that. Well, and funny you say that. I actually spent some time on hold recently. And
Me too.
And it was with...
Because we're VIPs.
Right? Oh, yeah. I want to talk to the manager. And so I got put on hold. And the hold experience was lovely. The music that they picked, it was sort of jazzy, but not annoying music jazzy. It was actually, I was like, this is enjoyable. So much so that I had to tell the person when they answered, I was like, by the way, your hold music is fire.
I mean, sometimes it's a catchy loop.
It was just,
Yeah.
it was like enjoyable. Like I didn't mind it, but I do miss when there's songs that you know. Like I talked about this a long time ago on this show in some past episode where I was sitting in the dentist chair and it was not quite the Muzak version, but an instrumental version of pop songs that was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And like my mind was constantly like trying to grasp what song it was. And then I would remember and I felt like I needed to sing, but my mouth is full of dental instruments.
Right.
And so at work lately, so I work a couple nights a week at a restaurant in Issaquah, Amarone. Come and visit sometime. Not sponsored. They should, honestly. And we've been listening to a station that is instrumental like pop songs. So to hear like Monster by Rihanna in an instrumental version, you're like, what? That feels wrong.
Right.
Or Lizzo, or like some of these songs, like I came in like a wrecking ball,
Okay.
but sort of like jazzified instrumental.
Uh-huh.
You're like,
Yeah, like that Muzak I was talking
Yes,
about that I heard at the grocery store.
that's what and I'm like, what? Yeah, I actually added to our wheel of topics, which if you're new to the show, at the end of each show, we actually have a wheel of topics that we randomly pick one, and that's what we talk about at the next show, at the end of the next show. Anyway, I added a topic of what do you think are going to be like the oldies songs in 30 years? Like, what do you think will be songs that have longevity from now?
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a great question.
Right?
Yeah, something
I was like-
actually have to think about before we
Well-
get to that.
I know
talking
that,
about it.
that
'cause
might require some
I'm not
actual
sure I
homework.
even know what the songs that are popular now are.
Well, that's the thing. Even if it's in like, you know, I feel like we could be talking about that now because what I think of as oldies versus what my kids think of as oldies
sure.
is depressing.
Right?
I'm like, it's not the 50s? And they're like, no, Mom, it's like 70s and 80s.
I was going to say, you know, all the dentists that I've been to are always playing whatever the soft hits of today, yesterday, and tomorrow are, a radio station that is in the area. And so, but occasionally with all those soft hit stations, they'll play something that's like really emotional, like, and it's weird because you're already in a vulnerable state, you know, with, you know, them putting a bunch of stuff in your mouth or sometimes anesthesia and, you know, and like occasionally it's like, am I getting a little weepy here? You know,
The opposite of laughing gas.
when Roxette is on, you know, but it's like, this is
You
so.
don't have to turn on the red light.
No, not even Roxanne. I mean, that sure, that's a little edgy for today's soft
that is
hits.
true.
But Roxette
Oh,
had like a
Roxette.
big like
Oh,
ballad
yes.
song that I occasionally
Oh my gosh,
hear,
yes.
and it's like, oh my gosh, this would not have any kind of emotional effect on me if I wasn't at the dentist, but because I am, it's like suddenly feels a little
like
it's like when you're on a plane, like you're, for whatever reason, when you're on a plane, maybe it's the altitude, maybe it's just the situation, you're usually tired or whatever, but there's that, you get that extra bit of vulnerability.
yeah.
So you like start to like tear up to like, you know, whatever dumb movie you're watching that you would never even bother with on the
Otherwise?
on the ground. Yeah.
I 100% I know what you're talking about, Eric. So on a flight, there was some movie that I want to say it was done with, who's the hunky dancer guy? About a dog and what's his name?
What are you talking about?
Come on.
Who's the hunky dancer?
Yeah,
dog?
Magic Mike.
Okay.
What's his name?
Channing Tatum? Okay.
And he did a movie
About a dog.
a dog
Okay.
and like
Yeah. Now I
and
know what
maybe
you're talking.
like ex-military or like I was not even watching the movie. The movie thing at my screen or my seat was broken. Love that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching it from somebody who's like 3 rows ahead, and I'm on the aisle, they're on the aisle, and I'm watching this movie. I am bawling. I can't hear it. I can barely see it. I'm like, The dog. I finally had to go back and watch it on my way home, and I cried all over again.
Wow.
Because I finally knew what was actually happening. But yeah, you're right. Heightened emotions with these like songs or like these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Being vulnerable is tough sometimes.
I have this vision of you crying, listening to Sailing, Take Me Away.
That is one. I have a very distinct memory of like
Really?
one of the first times going to the dentist and that song being on and, you know, just staring at the fish tank. Because at least when I was a kid, that used to be a standard element of every dentist's office
Right.
was a big fish tank with
Right.
lots of tropical fish in it. Not so much anymore, but that was a thing for sure.
It was a key element of
Yeah.
Finding Dory.
And I remember
Or Finding Nemo.
Oh, I haven't seen either, but
What?
I'll check them out next time I'm on a plane and in the right space to enjoy those.
But you're right. Aquariums were
Yeah.
absolutely a thing.
They were everywhere.
Huge.
Back in the 80s, it seemed like. That was like, yeah, so trendy, especially with like dental office for some reason. Yeah.
Big time. They need to, my thing that I would like to see dentist office do, and hey, listener, you know what? We'd love to hear. Like, what do you think about this? They don't do enough with the ceiling space. So you're lying on the chair and
Yeah,
you're looking
up. Yeah, and you're
and
looking
you're
at
looking up-
stained tiles.
right,
Ceiling
stained towels,
tiles.
or that are like slightly off a little
That's
bit.
where we repaired the air conditioning 15 years ago.
And it dripped.
And it's yellow now.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm like, guys, this
Stuff
is
they
real
never
estate.
notice. Yeah.
Like, this is real estate that you never look up, but
Right.
you're missing real estate. Like, there could be advertisements there. You could have a what's it? Where's Waldo up there?
Right.
Like, see if you can find
Do
all
a
of
ceiling.
the
Good time for a budget Sistine Chapel.
right. Like, come on, stick and peel tile, something. Like, put a fish tank up there, a fake fish tank that you project, and you could watch the birds or the birds.
Maybe one of those star projectors.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Right, and you could like look. There goes a shooting star.
Yeah.
Like, there is
That would
so
help
much.
you relax, I think, a little more than seeing the stained ceiling tiles.
Totally, because I sit and I look at those ceiling tiles, and I'm like, I think I see like the David in there.
Right.
Like, I'm like looking for like images to hold on to. So I feel like this is yet another idea that I have.
I think this may be your best idea yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know how you can monetize it, but you know, if you think of a way or somebody has a way to monetize this brilliant idea of making dentist office ceilings more appealing, then get in touch.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Asking at don'taskmetotalk.com.
Thank you. And I'm thinking, guys, like stick and peel, like wallpapery stuff that will work
Right.
on those ceilings.
And just in the corner, it could be like Crest. So they could sponsor it. You know,
Yes.
like how like Pepsi would, sponsor the signage for so many like restaurants,
Yes.
where it would say like Mel's Diner or whatever, but then it would say Pepsi because Pepsi paid for the sign. You could do that with a dentist's office,
100%.
Yeah. Oral B presents this mural.
Right. And I mean, I really do think that you could project something up there. So it's like a screen, and you could have beach waves.
Right.
You could have like calming, like depending on what the person's into.
And by the way, what happened to Oral A? How did they
don't
go out
know.
of business so quick? Oral B,
What does
the
the B
secondary
stand for?
team, somehow took over.
That's a good point.
I have no idea, but it's such a weird name for, it's like, yeah, we're aspiring to to averageness. We're just above Oral C.
Speaking of, did I tell you that I cracked a tooth?
No.
Yeah, I got to go in.
Uh-oh.
I'm not happy.
Well, now you can make the suggestion to your dentist.
You know what? They could be my test case.
Yes.
I could make money on this dental visit.
Maybe you could.
Oh,
Or maybe you could say, hey, I tell you what, I'll do this for free, but can I put a Don't Ask Me to Talk banner on your ceiling?
that's a good idea with a huge QR code.
Right.
And then you have the headphones.
They hold up the phone and they just, scan that and boom.
Put the headphones on
Yeah.
and listen to that instead.
Hear this.
Oh my, so many options. So many options. Okay. Do you want to take a break now?
Yes.
All right, let's take a break because I want to tell you about a follow-up to a previous conversation from a couple episodes ago. So keep listening, everybody. We'll be right back with more Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Stay
Don't
tuned.
Ask Me to Talk.
This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment, leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. My name is Eric Ryder.
I'm your other pal. I am Stacey Heller. Okay, now.
We are kind of, I'll let people in on the kind of behind the scenes. We're kind of flying blind on this episode. Typically, we have some kind of safety net that we ignore.
We totally ignor.
Yes.
Like, I don't know why we bother.
Where it's like, we could talk about this, this, and this, but we've got nothing for today. So we are flying without a net. But it hasn't hurt us so far. So
No.
Hopefully we don't fall off the trapeze.
I don't think so. And like, as you said, I mean, we talk very often in our intro at the beginning of the show. We let listeners know that, like, hey, like, we go down these rabbit holes, and you always say there's not a, what do you say?
Never met a tangent
Never met
we
a
didn't
tangent.
like. Yeah.
Right. So
We are conversational off-roaders.
exactly. So it's like literally just throw a little convo bomb in the middle of us, and we just go. So it's worked out well. But I do have a follow-up.
Convo bomb. I'm just thinking about that.
Well, I've been playing my game Merge Mansion recently.
Merge Mansion?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
It's like, like a little phone game that is like a good for my little ADHD brain.
Okay.
And it's sort of like a matching game where you like have to, collect a certain number of things. And then they have these little side quests. And one is like you're in a little mine and you're like, what do you call it? You press like on this little rock and it keeps blowing up like ore wood or when you're mining. And so it reminds me of like a convo bomb. Like you keep pressing it and it just keeps exploding and new stuff keeps coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, for me, I would think like a combo bomb would be where you walk in, say something really awkward, and then get the hell out of there,
Well, I
and
like
then
to stay.
And then you kind of hide in a closet and witness, the people like trying to awkwardly, pick apart what just happened.
Maybe, but I like too much to be like, I like to see the aftershocks of what
Right.
happened, which is why I would never be able to commit a murder, in part because I'd be like, ooh, let's see what happens. And they'd
That's
be like,
That's why you can't commit a murder.
well, I mean, I have a moral code. And like, how would I even do it? Like, there's just so much. But I'd be like, ooh, let's see what unfolds. And they'd be like, ma'am, you literally have like the icicle in your hand.
Right.
So anyway, all right. So couple of episodes ago, I was rather upset, bewildered, beleaguered when I was telling you about a coworker who didn't know Bob Dylan.
Yes.
And you were so lovely and patient about this. I, on the other hand, was just like, what? So then you verbatim, and I wrote this down, were like, well, does she know who the Beatles are? Does she know who Elvis is? What
Right.
about
Yeah.
Little Richard or Chuck Berry?
Yeah, because Bob Dylan is, very famous, but he is of a time period.
Right.
Even though he's had, cultural lasting like Elvis and the Beatles have. So I'm curious, you followed up with her, I guess.
I
Yeah.
100% I did, and I
Wow.
took notes.
Okay.
Okay.
I see the actual notes in front of me. Wow.
I actually took notes.
This is not
No.
hyperbole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like 100%. So I was like, hey, do you know who the Beatles are? And she was like,
Wait,
Yeah.
did you just walk up and say that?
No,
Or-
well, I told her, I said, hey, I talked about you on my podcast.
Uh-huh.
I talked about the fact that you didn't know
This
who
is like
Bob
one
Dylan
of those
is.
cultural or conversational bombs.
Yes, I
like
am.
you could have just ran away after that. I talked about you on my podcast. Bye. And then just
No, but I stayed for the
witnessed
aftermath.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I kept taking my finger and blasting it further.
Right. Okay.
So I was like, I talked about you and the fact that like you didn't know who Bob Dylan was and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And she's
And then
like,
after the meeting with HR, what happened then?
don't worry about it.
Okay.
I may or may not be on a probation,
Okay.
but they need me, so whatever. So I was like, so I have some questions. I said over the course of the show or the conversation, my co-host was really chill about it. I said I was really, as you know, befuddled by it, but he was like, hey, man, cut some slack. And so I said, so I have a question. Like, there's a few artists that he brought up, so I'm curious what you know. So I said, have you heard of the Beatles? And she was like, yeah, I've heard of the Beatles. And so I asked the follow-up question. I'm like, do you know who the Beatles were individually? And she was like, Ringo. She started with Ringo.
Wow.
I was like, whoa.
I mean, to be fair, he is the one that's toured the most recently. So
Yep.
I
And
could see
a
that
unique
popping up in
name,
her YouTube feed.
right?
Yeah.
And then she was like, John Lennon.
Right.
And I
Okay.
was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
And then the other two, no.
Paul McCartney and George Harrison getting short shift, I guess.
So
Wow.
they got, and then I was like, what do you know about them? She's like, they had bowl cut haircuts. And I said, okay, fair. And then I said, can you name any songs?
for a year.
Well,
yeah.
right.
But yeah, go ahead.
And I said, can you name any of their songs?
Uh-huh.
And she said, yes, I can. And she named Yellow Submarine,
Wow.
right? I Am the Walrus,
Okay.
Hey Jude. And then she was like, there's a song about a woman. And I was,
she didn't know who sang Hey Jude.
No.
Because she didn't know Paul McCartney.
No.
Right.
no, she just is like the Beatles.
Right.
And then she was like, and there's a song about a woman. And I think her name is Eleanor. And I was like, Eleanor Rigby?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, I don't know. Yeah. So I was like, actually,
Hey,
the four songs
right.
that she picked are kind of deep cuts.
Well,
Well, deepish. I mean, versus like, I Want to Hold Your Hand or Help
Sure.
or, like.
but those are ones like Yellow Submarine and I Am the Walrus are ones that people have goofed on, I think, for a long time. So
That could be.
You could be aware of those without having seen
True.
or having heard them.
But Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was a huge hit, but yeah, still surprising.
Yeah. So then I was like, what about Elvis? And she was like, of course I know about Elvis. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
What?
So in the movie Lilo and Stitch, like there's
I always
like
thought it was Lilo and Stitch.
it might be. I say
Okay.
Lilo and Stitch. I don't know. I thought it was Lilo.
You're
but-
probably right. 'cause
Well, you
I don't
also
have
thought it
kids.
was Benjamin Buttons.
Right. Yeah, I'm just
So,
saying
yeah,
these
yeah.
are my cultural blind
Yeah.
spots. Yeah.
So anyway, so Lilo and Stitch, I don't remember. I saw this so long ago with my kids, but there's like Elvis impersonator energy happening. Like I think either like Stitch dresses up or somebody dresses up.
Wow.
But like she's like, yeah, Lilo and Stitch. And I was just like,
It blow, and I'm wondering if like kids like her age when she watched that, was she like, I got to Google this Elvis guy to find out what they're goofing on here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just, but it was enough of and I don't know, maybe it was because like watching with her parents or something.
Right.
And
And maybe they said, no, Elvis was a singer. He's a big.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, it's Stitch like learns about Elvis and sings Elvis and
Right.
whatever. So I just thought that was so interesting that like the first thing that came up for her was Lilo and Stitch. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
I mean, so then
we
I
all
asked.
come to things differently. I mean, that's the whole point of this. That
Right.
Yeah, everybody's got cultural blind spots. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I asked about Little Richard, and she said, is that the comedian who married like an 18-year-old?
Comedian.
So I think there was a few things going on. Maybe I was like, I immediately went to.
He did marry a teenager, so she's right there.
She's right.
I think she was under 18, though.
And then, so I had a few things that came into my mind. One, was she thinking of, isn't there a comedian, Rich Little?
There is Rich Little. Yeah, and he was a impressionist.
So I was like, the things that came into my head are like Rich Little, comedian.
Right.
Little Richard. Then I was thinking of Jerry Lee Lewis.
I'm kind of surprised she didn't think he was a rapper because you know how there's Lil Nas X.
But I said fully Little versus
Right.
Lil
Richard.
I didn't say Lil Richard.
You ever heard of Lil Richard?
Yeah. But I think it would be like Lil Dick with an exclamation point.
Right. Wow.
So anyway, I was like, interesting. I think that you have made an amalgamation of a few different people.
Sure.
And then the last one was Chuck Berry.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, is that a relative of Drew Barrymore? So
Okay, so she didn't know who Chuck Berry was.
she did not know who Chuck Berry was.
I mean, he basically invented rock and roll, but hey, you know, she's what, 18, 20?
She's 21, newly 21,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
literally just 21.
I get it.
So I thought that was so interesting to get into the like.
I mean, it
okay,
was also a creep. Let's
well, right,
let's not forget that.
100%.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so interesting to get like, so what do you know about this, and like asking the questions. So anyway, and now maybe we have another listener if she wants to hear us talk about her.
No, I mean, I think it's interesting to hear what people have absorbed, just naturally over the years once they are a certain age.
Well, and things that become fact. Like I remember once saying some news blind item came out about Carrie Underwood. And I was like, I don't know, this seems sus. Like, is her hockey player husband like knocking her around? Now, just so we're clear, that is not what happened. Like, but it was like this weird story where I was like, I don't know, this doesn't sound good. And then she recently performed at the inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was in the news again. And my husband was like, isn't she the one that was being like beat up by her husband? And I'm like, that's not fact. And so things that you hear and speculative things can become in your memory,
sure,
like fact. And so that's really interesting. So
it's like how everybody still to this day, so many years later, make the joke that, Al Gore invented the internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're joking on somebody else's dumb joke from 25 years ago.
Yep.
And he never said he invented the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He said he helped pass or write a bill that helped create the internet.
Right.
And then, of course, right-wing pundits jumped on that as he's claiming he invented the internet. And they used it in one of those negative ads, from 25 years ago.
Yep,
but and now forever it's stuck in people's brains,
100%.
That's what happened.
It shows the power of our words, right?
Right.
And, like yours is like on a global scale. Mine is on a local scale where I made some, I don't know this celebrity. I don't know what's going on in their life, but I made some like statement like, oh, that seems sus. But for my husband, he took that as truth and then brought it up all these years later. And I was like, no, that's just something I said.
Yeah, no cap, fam.
Wow.
Did I use that at all?
Yes, actually.
In the right way.
I mean, I don't yes. It was deeply unsettling.
Yes.
But you showed that you are truly hip to the scene.
Oh, I am hip. I can dig it.
You
duck it.
Exactly. Wow. That was something.
Right.
Yeah, you did. You got real Riz.
Well, thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
It is totally a compliment. Wow. Speaking of Riz, you performed recently. How did it go?
Oh, yeah, we did a show for the first time. My band, Battersea. We played in Tacoma. It's been like at least 6, maybe 7, 8, 9 months since we played our last show. So I got to admit, I was a little nervous about it. But it went really well. We played fantastically. If I do say so myself, because there's been plenty of times where we didn't. In fact, like the previous year, we had played the same venue and we really just tanked it. And it was because we were having equipment trouble and we were on last on the bill. And when we got there, when we got up on stage and we're finally ready to play, there was like nobody left because it was already pushing 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And it used to be the thing that was like the prime slot.
I know. That means you're the headliner.
But post COVID, you're more like a 10 o'clock or an 11 o'clock slot is prime.
Okay.
So yeah, we really sucked the previous time we played this venue. So that was kind of weighing on me, and you know, just the fact that it had been a long time since we had played was weighing on me. But it turned out, and the fact that I chose to debut a new song that wasn't entirely finished.
Oh,
So,
was that an off-the-cuff moment? Or-
well, I thought, you know, it's been a long time since we debuted a new song, and we've been working on this one that I really liked. So I thought, like, yeah, let's do it. I wasn't even finished with the lyrics yet, so I was like trying to like remember them, like trying to bone up on the lyrics as I listened to the other people playing. But it all went well, and in fact, we had a really nice turnout. I was really, I thought, oh, they're here to see the other groups, but in fact, they came, like most of them showed up like right before we played and left right after we played.
Wow.
So I guess they were coming to see us, which I am flabbergasted but very thankful for. So yeah, that's a nice change of pace for us.
You're so funny. You're so self-effacing. My husband and I were at our lake house. Otherwise, I was totally going to come. But sorry, lake house trumps going to see you.
Totally fine.
But that's so cool. Like it's good to get the band back together again.
Right. I mean, we've been together.
Well,
we just haven't played shows.
So did it make you feel like you wanted to, like, okay, we got to get a few more, like, did it inspire you to now, like, let's get some more dates on the calendar? And
Yeah. I think we'll probably do some stuff in spring and summer. And the thing was, it used to be that we would play shows when people invited us to join a bill, but that hadn't happened so long. I said, well, why don't I just put something together? And it was a pain in the rear to put it together.
You were saying that.
Yeah, it really was, because we had like 2 or 3 bands that were like, yes, please. And then like within a week, oh, I'm so sorry, we can't do it. So then, you know, I was just scrambling kind of not last minute, but within a month time. And you want at least a month to be able to promote a show.
Sure.
So to have that like scramble at the last minute to find another act to put on so that was a lot of pressure that I did not like. But because it went so well and the turnout was good, I feel confident about like putting together the next show.
That's good.
Yeah, so we'll probably do some more here this year.
In a way, it must be like, while a pain in the butt to put the show together, like to a certain degree, there's a nice amount of control. Like, obviously, you know the venue,
right.
You've made like all the contacts and the networking, and so you know what to expect on your end, and like you can also make sure that like the other bands that are playing are gonna like compliment you in some way.
Yeah, and the people we played with were fantastic, and they deserved for the people to show up and see the show from the beginning and stick around to the end. But just because of the all the other stuff that was going on, and people got to get home, and
right.
I totally understand. So I was just grateful that we had a decent sized audience for when we played. But
yeah, that's so cool. How long is a set when you play?
We played for about 45 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we could definitely do, 2 hours if we wanted, but we don't want to bore people. So,
I don't think people would be bored.
well,
Live music is just, I forget sometimes, like when I go someplace and there's live music, like just how much it feeds the soul. Even if it's music that you don't really like. I mean, short of it being just, it really grates on you. It's just, it hits different.
Yeah.
So, like I'm not a big country music fan, for instance, but like if I go to Salmon Days, for instance, in Issaquah, which happens in October every year, and you hear a band that's playing country music, just by virtue of the fact that it's live and like the whole thing, you're like, you know what? Maybe I like country music. And then, of course, I listen to it on the radio and I'm like, yeah, still not so much. But it just, I don't know.
I feel that way about steel drum groups.
Okay.
Like I would never listen to that outside of a live experience.
Right, outside
but
of a
if I'm at
Subway
some
or-
kind of festival and someone's playing like Here Comes the Sun on a steel drum, I'm enjoying that for a couple minutes. You
right.
know?
Well, exactly. Like live music, it just, it does something.
Right. It takes me to a tropical place.
Speaking of a tropical place, Issaquah. I'm going to Cabo.
Yes, yeah, that's great.
Seems super excited for me.
Well, I mean, the segue was weird, but
It was.
yeah.
Well, you said tropical place,
Yeah, no,
and that
I-
made me
I
think
did.
of steel drums.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a little whiplash over here.
Yeah.
It's a combo bomb, my friend.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about that?
No,
Okay.
I was literally just like making it about me.
Well, that's half the show.
Because, that's one of my blind spots is like always making it about me.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get a full report when you come back.
Maybe.
This is like the second tropical vacation within 12 months.
I don't even know what's happening to me.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes.
You're going to have to get your
things.
own steel drum.
Or I'm going to have to steal a drum. Hey.
Hey, there you go.
Do we need to take a break here?
Yeah, I think we're about due for that. And then
All
we
right.
got to get into our topic, which is Hear Me Out.
Yeah, we need to clarify it.
Yeah,
So,
we're going to have to set some perimeters for this because I had no clue when this came across, and I still don't have a clue. So that means I did not do any research or whatever.
perfect.
So
it fits with
so
the rest
be-
of the episode.
Once again, off the cuff.
All right. We'll be right back. Keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening. Don't ask me to talk.
And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I am Eric Ryder, one of your podcast pals.
Woo! I'm the other one. And I just finished chewing
You're the other one.
a pickle.
You're Stacey Heller.
Yes, I am. I just finished chewing a dill pickle chip.
A pickle chip.
Yeah. So,
And it's a Lay's.
it's a Lay's.
Yeah.
So, our lake house is near Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, a couple episodes ago, we talked about applets and cotlets.
Yes.
And
you
so-
very kindly brought me some applets and cotlets. And I told you that I had just stocked up on applets and cotlets at the store because after us talking about it, I really had a craving for them.
Uh-huh.
And so I got some, and I stand by my assessment that they are indeed a good treat.
I stand by the fact that I think they.
Have you tried them since we talked about them?
No.
Because you might change your mind.
I doubt it.
Oh, fair enough.
But so indeed, we do in fact pass through Kashmir where applets and cotlets are based, both going to and leaving the lake house.
Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
Perfect.
Dun-dun-dun. Different cashmere.
Different Kashmir.
Okay.
Totally different
So
Kashmir.
in fact, I think this cashmere is spelled like the sweater, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't open, but apparently there's like a little warehousey tour type thing that you can go on.
Ask your friend if she got that reference.
100% she did not get the reference. But you know what? I'll tell her to listen to the episode and we'll see if she gets it.
Did you get that reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
That's
That's that song that Puff Daddy sampled that one time.
Puff Daddy.
Right. Oh, he's in trouble now. We're not
P.
going to go
Diddy,
there. Don't go there, girlfriend. Literally.
No cap. Period.
That's right.
That's the latest one. Period.
Seriously, girlfriend, don't go there.
Talk about some tea spilling. Yikes. Anyway, now that we've completely aged ourselves. So yeah, I went to Canada and I picked up some dill pickle or cornichon chips.
Yeah,
Lay's.
you know, in the UK they call them crisps. And of course we call them chips, but I don't think I've ever found out if Canadians call them chips or crisps. Does it say on there chips?
It says dill pickle, but it says cornichon à la lance.
Okay. But it just says Lay's. It doesn't say chips.
It doesn't.
Maybe on the nutritional how many you should eat suggestion, does it have that?
Chips.
Okay.
Or no wait. Crustiles. I said it like
of
it's
course
Spanish.
they have the French because
But it says
of Quebec.
chips.
It says chips. Okay.
Yeah.
So we settled that argument.
But anyway, so I was eating that. So
All
they're delicious. Want to try one?
I have had dill pickle chips before, and I enjoy them very much. So yeah, I'll happily have one after we wrap up this episode. Here.
I
So I'm
had
not-
one during our break. And
Yes. And apologies to our listeners with misophonia.
Yeah, sorry. But not sorry because it was really good.
But as I mentioned to you, the Tim's Cascade dill pickle chips, if they still make them, are incredible, and I don't think they can be beat. So I'm gonna say these Lay's dill pickle chips probably not as good, but I bet they're good.
I also bought a bag of ketchup chips, which are very popular in Canada.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring those with me today.
Have you tried the all dressed? Because those are supposed to be really good.
No.
And you can't get them down here, so
I'll
that's
have
the ones
to
to
look
look
for
out
those.
for. Yeah, next time
Okay.
you're in the chips aisle.
It's very
Canada.
fun going shopping for food over there because there's just different things.
Yeah.
And it's not that far. It's
Right.
it's 15 minutes to the border. And
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been up there, but I definitely enjoy dropping by a supermarket and checking out the
right.
fun stuff that
Because you're
we
like,
don't have.
am I in
Yeah.
another country?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
So here's another
The
awkward.
late, great Gilbert Godfrey used to have a bit about Canada that I thought was very funny.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, you go to Canada and it's like a whole nother country up there or something. They're like, and all they care about is maple syrup. You get off the plane and it's like, how do you want your maple syrup?
wow. That was good. That was fully committed in it. Awesomeness.
If I could think of an excuse to do the one impression that I do well, I'm shoehorning that in.
That
Apologies. Ask your little friend if she knows who
Gilbert
Gilbert Godfrey
Gottfried
was.
is.
Oh, right, the parrot.
Didn't he do Affleck?
He did, yes. But also he was in Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a parrot, as I can't remember the bird's name. Jaffrey or something like that. Yeah,
Ragu or
right.
it wasn't. I don't know. Okay, weird. That's funny. A, wow. Let's just take a moment for that impression. B, I have so much to ask my coworker about. I'm for sure gonna have to.
We
got
gotta
to
get her on the show.
Yeah, 100%. We're just gonna riddle her, and then she's gonna riddle us with oh yeah, well, do you know Lil so and so and young blah bitty blah and sexy this and nope.
No, we don't.
Nope. Okay. Now, everyone, we're just going to take a breath and watch my transition here. Speaking of dill pickles,
Uh-huh.
Dill Pickle was a character on Rugrats,
All right.
a cartoon character. Now, the whole topic that we picked from the wheel last time was Hear Me Out. Now,
Right.
you know you're old when I thought that the whole Hear Me Out trend that was happening was like, hear me out. Here's a topic that is, not really like controversial, but maybe a hot take or something.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's exactly what it is.
right? Like, oh, I'm going to make this argument. Now, this is the problem with not really being on social media, but dipping your toe in enough that you hear something happening and you assume that you know what it means. Because you usually ask, like, hey, why'd you put Hear Me Out on? And I was like, oh, because that would be interesting, an interesting debate. Like, hey, what's your hot take on this? What's your hot take on that? No. Turns out that the Hear Me Out trend is who is a cartoon character or a fictional character that you had a crush on.
Right.
That you're like, oh, who's the hottie with the body? Mr. Incredible. Okay.
Okay, I think what you're touching on is this is apparently a TikTok trend.
This is apparently.
But the phrase "hear me out" is definitely making the argument on if you're going against the grain on a long accepted take on
yes,
something.
For sure. But this trend has taken that phrase and there was this moment in time, which, in TikTok land is like, 2 weeks, maybe. And
you know that culture is in trouble when there is a in-depth think piece on this on Forbes magazine.
Yep. Yes. Yes, there is.
It's the perfect kind of fluff for our show, but Forbes? Really?
It just goes to show that there's some, like, we're hitting hard-hitting topics.
Right, apparently.
Like cultural things.
Yes.
So,
we are in the zeitgeist.
100%.
Just like Forbes magazine.
Yes, absolutely. Not at all dated and middle-aged. So
the olds can understand what their kids are on about.
right.
Yes.
So I didn't think that I was going to have opinions, and it turns out I have a couple hear me outs.
Okay.
Okay. You ready for me to spill some tea?
No, because I'm going to have to come over there with napkins and clean it up. So,
No, I'll clean it up. Okay. Hear me out.
all right.
I think.
And by the way, you sent me a BuzzFeed quiz.
Well, I sent that to you as a
Right.
warning of like, hey, by the way, this is what we're talking about.
Illustrate
Just
what
to
this
illustrate what
trend
this
is about.
Yes.
I gotcha. So we aren't supposed to go
No,
through here.
mine are not any of those.
Because they got Hear Me Out, Daphne from Scooby-Doo, which, again, I think everybody's on board. I mean,
that's
if you're
not
a straight male anyway,
I think
you're
it's more
on
of
board
a
with Daphne.
hear me out, Velma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so like you're so old. The choices are Heard with a with a emoji of the smiley face with hearts in its
Yep.
eyeballs, or
Uh-huh.
Girly Pop, but with a face that's like but and then mid/indifferent.
I love your inflections. Like heard, and then there's like, okay, girl, and
No,
then
Girly Pop. like,
girly pop.
Girly Pop. I
don't
think
know.
you gotta think again.
And then like,
Indifferent.
Mid.
Yeah.
okay, so there's the translation. See,
And then-
we need my coworker to come on and to translate these things for us.
Which cartoon character do you want to have sex with?
Right.
Finn from Cars 2? Apparently, this is another choice in
Well,
here.
that's just it. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. So
Francesco Brunelluli from Cars 2.
there was a lot of Cars characters. That's because
have
they went
only-
to Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's like, oh, studly European cars, well made, if you know what I mean.
So no Nader in this, or Tater, or whatever his name was. The tow truck.
No. I don't know, but maybe that's your hear me out.
I've
Maybe
only seen Cars 1 on a plane.
Okay.
Hear me
Did
out.
you get emotional?
Ringleader from Big Hero 6. Yeah, heard.
Wow.
Go Tamajo from Disney's Big Hero 6. Again, Big Hero verse. This one looks like a kid, so girly pop. Let's move on to Duchess Swan from Even After High.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even know who half of these are.
I don't know,
Like
but
my first one.
Duchess Swan would.
Wait, would?
Yeah,
mean-
that's another. That's on the
That's one of the responses.
That's one of the. Well, no, it's not on the BuzzFeed thing, but that is a response on like many like pictures of attractive people on the social medias.
And how is that spelled exactly?
Like just as you would expect, WOULD.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking W.
Not wood like I've got wood. Yeah. That's a little too old school, I think.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
But you're saying like I would, Yeah.
Got it. Like, okay, I would.
Usually this is accompanied by a picture of someone like ringing in on a game show or something.
Right. Okay. Got it. You're so much more hip to the scene than I am.
Oh, yeah. That's because of my 4 years of youth.
Yeah. Well, there's that. So are you ready for mine?
Well, I kind of want to see the rest of these arguments.
None of
Real
mine are
quick.
on that list.
Okay. Disney Fairy Periwinkle. I don't know what she's
I don't
from.
even know. I don't
Yeah.
even know these. This shows how old that I am because I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Britt Stevenson from Saw 5. Would. Uh,
Okay.
try to, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just scanning through here to see if there's anybody really outrageous. Like, okay, here we go. Finally, hear me out. Waluigi, which I guess is from the Mario Brothers universe.
Really?
He looks like a Wario variant, I guess. So mid indifferent on that one.
Good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, let's hear yours.
Okay. Hear me out.
Okay.
Fozzie Bear.
Waka waka waka.
Like, look at the picture of him.
Yeah, he's a sharp dresser.
He's a sharp dresser. He's so earnest. He's like a good guy. I mean, the waka waka might get annoying, especially if it happens during intimacy, but still, like,
Waka waka waka. Here I am, Fozzie Bear, to tell you jokes both old and rare. This is a story you're gonna love to hear. My group leader told me to be more aggressive. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry.
So, just for folks that didn't know exactly who Fozzie Bear, another one for your friend.
yeah.
Do you know Fozzie Bear?
Yeah, so Fozzie Bear, I like the fact that he's like a New Yorker, and he's like, I know I'm supposed to be a bear, but like,
He's got a nice hat.
he's got a nice hat. He's like, I'm a little old school shill.
Sure, okay.
All right, hear me out.
If we're doing Muppets,
Yeah?
I'm trying to think, is there a sexy Muppet? For a hetero male?
Miss Piggy?
No. I always found her very unappealing.
One of the chickens?
No. Maybe Janet? Was it?
From the band?
Yeah, from the band.
With the
yeah.
long, like,
Yeah.
flaxen hair?
I'm just saying, there's not a lot of great options for the Muppets,
There's
so
not.
she's probably the closest to attractive in a conventional sense, I would think.
Okay. All right. I mean, Beaker was kind of cute.
Hey, the Swedish chef, he had life skills, right?
He did have life skills. Door. Beaker.
Successful chef.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So Muppets.
And
that's
we've got like just a minute here left. So
okay. Well,
we got to be quick.
My other one, Danny Phantom.
I don't know who that is.
Danny Phantom, I borrowed this one from my daughter Annie. Danny Phantom was a cartoon TV series character from like early 2000s, like 2003 to, I don't know, 10 or something. Super cute, like kind of cool.
Okay.
Like silver hair, like a vibe.
Uh-huh.
So super cute. And then I also, I mean, hear me out. SpongeBob, like what a guy. He's so sweet.
You're saying he's sponge-worthy?
Yeah, like
To call back to a much older cultural moment?
kinda like he's so earnest. Like he's the good guy. Come on.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. I just went there.
I never had any kind of feelings towards a cartoon character, I gotta say, growing up, aside from that's funny or not funny.
Yep.
So I still have that feeling, but if the idea is that these somehow become like real life people that would have something of their looks, hey, Jessica Rabbit, you can't argue with that, right?
Well, a lot of people like Jessica Rabbit.
I think so, yeah. A good reason.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well,
so
we got to pick what we're talking about next week.
all
so
right, let's do it.
let me pull the trigger. Snow or sun? I think we know the answer to this.
I think we do too. Do we
Yeah.
want another one?
Sure. I mean, and we're both on Team Sun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like outdoor, like I'm just going to stay indoors and try to be warm.
Yeah. I do like the look of snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I
nice
just
place
don't
to
wanna
visit.
drive
I
in
don't
it.
want to
Yeah.
live there.
Right, exactly. All right. It really should have been rain or snow, I think.
That's true.
Because I'm Team Rain. Spend or save?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so
Hear me out.
Hear me out this time. Next time, spend or save. All right. Perfect. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode.
Woohoo! Bye.